Hi, this is James, and I'm about to talk about some shit. I just saw a video where some people took a fucking straw out of a sea turtle's nose. And it's one of the most disturbing things I've ever fucking seen. And I don't I don't agree with the idea of this. They're basically saying, well, don't throw your waste into the ocean or whatever. And I'm like, sure. But I don't fucking do it. Like I don't go out to the ocean and just, chuck shit into the ocean. Like I throw my shit in the garbage. That's where I throw my shit. Are you telling me I'm supposed to throw my shit somewhere else? Are you telling me that I'm not supposed to use what I've been given as a human being in this country, which is a fucking broke down piece of shit black bin that I'm supposed to throw my junk into? Like that's what I'm supposed to do, right? So what the fuck are you posting this shit on here for? Where I'm just sitting here, minding my own business, and I just see it, and I'm like, well, why did I have to? Like, well, it seems like they're aiming it at people like me. First of all, I don't go to the beach, so I'm not sitting around sipping on shit and throwing the damn straw in the ocean. So I mean, I guess, I suppose it's not for me, but it just disturbs me that people post these things, these disturbing fucking, like, there was one I saw the other day, and there was a guy, and they sent a camera into his ear, and there were fucking insects. It was like a hive living inside his fucking ear. What's the lesson? What's the lesson? What are you teaching me? To sit up and show me some shit like why would you look at that and be like, you know what? The world will not be complete until they see this horrifically unlucky fucker get this hive of fucking crickets removed from his ear canal. Because this is what's necessary for the planet to keep spinning. Like, what the fuck is the motivation? What are you trying to tell me? Don't go places? Because I don't have a problem with that. I sit in my house. I love my house. I don't like to leave my house if I don't have to. So, your little warning of don't go out into the bush, warranted. Like, it's, I get it. It's just, it just seems like people just post creepy shit online. Just, I don't understand what the goal is. What is the goal? What is your purpose? You want me to watch this turtle suffer because you want to teach me a lesson about straws? About trash? I don't litter. I mean, shit. I don't even do that. So it's like next they're going to be all, well, we're going to sit up and we're going to take these fucking giant sized paper clips out of this squirrel's ass to show you, hey, don't be doing all that littering, son. Like, I don't understand. It's like it's like I didn't do the deed, but I'm getting the whooping. I don't understand. But there is some disturbing looking shit, and it's just disturbing. It's not like, a lot of the times it doesn't even look real, but then I think these are human beings, so this shit probably is real because people are fucked up. Like, This is probably some guy who is just doing his job out there with a weed whacker doing some shit. Bug crawling his ear, but you know, he's got a dick, so he can't exactly show that he's got a problem because all of his, you know, I don't know, fellow weed whacker bushmates are just gonna be all, hey, shut the fuck up and do the job because you're a fucking man. And then just out of nowhere, he's just like, well, fine, fuck it. And then more of them, like it just plants eggs and shit all in his head. And he's just like, well, you know, this is starting to hurt. This is starting to feel a little way. He's like, well, nope, still can't say nothing because the other guys will laugh at me because I'll be being a little piece of shit. You know, just being some type of pansy that you know, can't do his job because, you know, I've already taken a couple of days off because, you know, my knee was hurting and shit. So I can't really take another day off because, you know, my ear feels a little thick, you know. So I'm just going to keep on sitting out here whacking this shit and just doing what I does. And then he goes home and he starts, I don't know how, like what would happen in there? Like would shit start moving? I don't understand. But then eventually it just gets to be too much and he's just like, well, you know, on the sly tip, I'll go to the doctor and tell him I got an earache. And then the doctor goes in the man's ear and he's like, oh, really? Really? This is what the fuck? Get the fucking camera. This is bullshit. And then the doctor comes back and is like, no, I'm not about to sit over here and fucking go in here and do this shit without videotaping this. This is something that will be passed from doctor to doctor. Like, that guy shouldn't even have to be an ear, nose, throat doctor anymore. It's just be ears. Just ears. For the rest of his fucking career, just ears. Because he's either that or just nose and throat and just not even touch ears anymore. Because that is some bullshit. You gotta go in a guy's ear. And you know he had to be all like, oh yeah, you know, it's just an earache. You know, it's been bothering me for a couple of days. He didn't know that there was a fucking hive in there. He didn't know because he wanted to sit up and be tough. And this fucker is just sitting in a chair, and then the doctor goes in there, and he probably saw his first wing, and he was like, "Oh fuck this shit." It's like it was insane, and it was just you had to like peel. No, peel's not the right word. Pick. And he had to like pick at like this. It looked like earwax with little black streaks in it. But it wasn't earwax. It was bug. Ugh. Like it was bug ickiness. And it was gross. And he just pulled it out, and then it just somehow it got worse as you progress. So then it was just like, okay, you went in the ear and he pulled out a little. And it was fucking disgusting. And then you go back in the ear, and I'm like, why the fuck is he going back in the ear? And he went back in the ear and pulled a bigger chunk. And I was like, ah. And then he went back in the ear and pulled a bigger chunk. I'm like, yeah. And then he went back in the ear again. Slowest process ever, and he pulled out a big fucking, like, it looked like if you saw this thing flying in your house, you'd let it have the house. Like it was some shit where it's just like, okay, I'm either gonna have a flamethrower and my house's value is gonna be going down pretty quick right now, or we're moving, and we ain't moving with packed up shit. We're moving with what's in the car. Like, fuck this, we're out. So he pulls that shit out, he puts it on the table, and it's with all the rest of the shit. And I just think to myself, man, why did I just sit here and watch this shit? Why did I sit here and watch this? Just the most disturbed. And I saved my wife from watching it, and I feel like that was my good Samaritan act of possibly the year. Because that shit was gross. Gross. So, I mean, it's something I got to work on when I'm scrolling through social media. And I suggest you do the same. If the shit starts to look gross, just turn it off. Turn it off and go make yourself a sandwich. Because it ain't worth it. Fucking people.